Welcome to Inderes TV and Wärtsilä's headquarters. It is time for earnings season interview with Wärtsilä's CFO Arjen Berends. Hi Arjen.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Wärtsilä published its Q4'21 result last week and also full year result. It was pretty good quarter for Wärtsilä. What were the drivers behind the results?
Yes, we saw very good numbers, basically on all key financial parameters, orders, net sales, profitability, as well as, let's say, cash flow, all were very strong, all improved from last year Q4 and also on the full year, so really going well. Order intake, really significant growth, 32% up from last year. On the service side, 17% up, so also really good. And service is, of course, very important for us because of the, let's say, the good profitability that you have in that section. On the net sales side, on the full year, 4% up. If you correct it for FX rates and also divestments, is 6% growth organically, which is in line with our financial targets, also going in the right direction. Profitability also up 34%, and also operating cash flow really good. We broke the record again.
Yes, so you are satisfied?
Yes, I'm happy with the numbers of last year, absolutely.
Especially order intake was strong, and if we look at the start of this year 2022, how you see the market, what kind of momentum you see in Wärtsilä's core business?
We see good momentum. Let's say the good momentum is in particular in the let's say the storage side, thermal balancing power, but definitely also in let's say services for both energy and marine businesses. So yeah, order activity is solid and it looks good, and that's also how we guide it. Let's say we guide it now the upcoming quarter to be better than previous year. When you look at the net sales side, of course, due to the big amount of, let's say, order intake that we had last year, in particular on the new build side, this year from a net sales point of view will be dominantly, let's say, new build driven, which of course through the mix has an impact to the profitability. But yeah, it's good to have a growing volume scenario. I think that is also good for the long term.
Yes.
Installed base, I mean, and in particular here.
Of course. Your CMD was last year, and new financial targets, we could expect growth in net sales and of course a much higher profitability level in the future. But what are the elements how you will improve your performance?
Wärtsilä's value creation potential is based on let's say two key strategic themes, let's say transform and perform. And those words have also been mentioned in the CMD.
Yes.
So you can find a lot of data about that. But let's say the transform is basically about the decarbonization. How to explore, let's say, new business opportunities when the world is more going to electrification, balancing power solutions, but definitely also, let's say, in the services, both for energy and marine. So there's lots of potential there. The perform theme is more related to, let's say, the growth and the recovery. We are, of course, still, let's say, with COVID, and yeah, we need to work our way out of it. Things are moving in a better direction, but let's say not everywhere where we are operating. So there are also still places where it's really severe, actually. When you're out of COVID, let's say, you need to, let's say, and even in COVID, let's say, you need to make sure that you have a robust performance. Let's say it's a difficult circumstance and you need to make sure that you deliver upon customer commitments, under any circumstance, basically. So we really emphasize under this perform theme, let's say the robust performance, but also our commitment to our financial and sustainability targets.
Yes. Compared to strong growth opportunities, like you say, decarbonization, electricity demand, and energy storage business, and so on, the 5% annual growth target may seem a bit low, at least to me. Are there some growth limits that don't give you that potential, what we see in the market in the long term, or is Wärtsilä's end market growing to 5% only?
we look at this as let's say an average annual target. Let's say there will be years where it's higher, there will be years where it's lower. Let's say I just mentioned, let's say the performance of last year, for example, organically 6%. So okay, it's around this 5%. So you need to look at it as an average annual growth target, and there will be years when it's more, and there will probably also be years where it's a little bit less.
Overall, you see the future optimistic.
Yes, I am positive.
Yes. Wärtsilä has said that gas is making a comeback as a standby and balancing power source. It's a fossil fuel and therefore not much in fashion like you. I know that you know. It is just that it's currently the only viable option for wind and solar power standby along with the storage.
Natural gas is absolutely a necessary, you could say, bridge in the whole energy transition. Let's say the world, when moving to, let's say, whole renewable power generation, cannot jump from, let's say, you cannot jump away, I mean, from gas and coal just like that and then think that everything will be generated by wind and sun. Then there will be for sure blackouts, and that's why, let's say, gas as a transition will be very important for a long time to come. And we have good solutions for it. Let's say Wärtsilä solutions have good flexibility, so you don't ramp up, let's say, big amounts of megawatt if there is no need for it. You can be flexible, engine start and stop times are really fast, let's say within minutes. So you can be really flexible if you embed that in the system. And today they run on natural gas, for example. Tomorrow they can run on the new fuels, the green fuels.
Yes. About the storage market competition dynamics, there are three major players, Tesla, Fluence, and of course Wärtsilä. What are the major decision factors behind the projects that customer value?
So basically what you ask is, let's say, what differentiates us, right?
Yes.
So let's say what differentiates us, I would say one key element is that we can go beyond battery storage. Battery storage solutions are good for, let's say, backing up a renewable power system for hours, I would say max a day. But if you go beyond that, you need something else, because then the battery is not the most best solution actually. And again, let's say coming back to your earlier question, let's say initially it will be running on let's say these balancing power solutions will be running on natural gas, most likely in the future, and hopefully that's not too far away. It will be the new fuels coming. Another element what really differentiates us is our energy management software GEMS, which also many customers claim is the best in the market. And that software is critical. That determines basically the earnings of the customer, because it optimizes between let's say forecasted power need, weather conditions, because that's relates to wind and sun power generation, economics of the customer, but also the lifetime of the batteries, for example. So you, in all these equations, you try to find the optimal mix that there is maximum economics coming out for the customer. And that's really the core and the heart, I would say, of a renewable power system. And I think there we are really unique.
So we can say it
in the combination, I mean.
Yes, that Wärtsilä is competitive comparing to your competitors.
I would say so, yes.
Yes. Final question. Would it make sense to spin off the energy storage business given the valuation we see in some Wärtsilä's energy storage peers, like Fluence?
Energy storage is deeply integrated into Wärtsilä Energy. And there are lots of synergies that we can explore between, let's say, call it the storage side and the thermal balancing side. And I don't think we should give up on that one. So there are no plans in that direction.
All right. Thank you, Arjen, for your answers, and good year 2022.
Thank you very much.